Jason Thomas here from Infocus Entertainment to talk to you guys today about how to effectively use your camera. We've already told you about how to set up your shot or how to tell a story. So now what we're talking about is how to effectively use the functions on your DSLR video or photo camera. So the first function we're going to take a look at today is your aperture. And your aperture deals with the lens that's attached to the front of your camera. It is a diaphragm that's located inside of the lens that either lets in light or lets in a little bit of light to affect the overall depth of field in your photo or in your video. This is also called rack focusing in the filmmaking industry, which allows me to see either further into a scene or less far into a scene depending on how much light is let in. Typically, the higher the number of the aperture, the farther you can see into the picture plane, and the lower number of aperture, say around 2.2, the less depth of field I have, which allows me to not only see maybe a shorter distance into the frame, but only see what's up close in front of my face rather than what's so deep into the picture. The second function on my camera is shutter speed that we're going to talk about today. And shutter speed is dictated by the dial that's located on your camera or digitally on the back. And shutter speed affects the quality of the image by affecting the light that's also entering the camera after it's entered through the aperture diaphragm. The higher the number of the shutter speed, it is increasing the rate at which the shutter is opening and closing. Behind the mirror here on a mirror DSLR, you will find the shutter curtain, which is located behind there, and it's a series of leaves that interlock when you press the take photo button. And when you hit that button, you hear the click noise and the mirror lifts up, the shutter behind it opens, and then the mirror closes, and then the shutter closes behind it, locking that picture in and saving it to the receptor that's behind it, either a piece of film or a microchip which will process your image. Now, the faster the speed, say 1/2000th of a second, the faster that picture will be taken. If I slow down my shutter speed, maybe to say 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, and I have a lot of motion going on screen, I'm going to see blur lines if I don't have a lot of light entering my field of view as well. So that is where the aperture and shutter work hand in hand to control not only your picture quality, but the amount of light entering the picture as well. So again, to repeat, the higher aperture you have, the further depth of field I have, but less light I have entering the diaphragm. The lower aperture I have, the less far I can see into the picture plane, but more light I have entering. And the same with shutter speed here. The more I increase the speed, the less light I have entering, the quicker the picture is taken. And the opposite is true for shutter speed. The lower the number I have of more seconds, the more blurring I have occurring. So make these two work hand in hand to take a great picture or to make a great film. This has been Jason Thomas here for Infocus Entertainment. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.